The United States of America, a nation built on ideals of liberty, justice, and the pursuit of happiness. Elections are where these ideals translate into action, shifting power back to the people. Join us as we delve into the U.S. election process, decoding complexities and empowering you with knowledge. In a nation of millions, your vote matters. It's a statement of your values and a way to hold officials accountable. Democracy thrives on participation, one vote at a time. Understanding the election process empowers you to shape your future. The U.S. election process is more than casting a ballot. It's about continuous engagement, staying informed, attending meetings, and making your voice heard. Democracy demands active participation from all of us. Every action contributes to a more informed and engaged citizenry. Imagine a bustling city on election day. Not everyone can vote because they haven't registered. Voter registration is the first step to making your voice heard. It's a declaration of your readiness to participate in shaping the future. Are you eligible to vote? Requirements are straightforward. You must be a U.S. citizen, at least 18 years old, and meet state residency requirements. Specific rules may vary by state, so check your local regulations. Ensure you meet these criteria to participate in shaping the nation's future. Registering to vote is simpler than you think. Online registration is convenient, requiring basic information for identity verification. Mail-in and in-person registration are also options. Act early to avoid the last-minute rush and secure your right to vote. Deadlines are crucial for voter registration. Each state sets its own deadline, typically weeks before Election Day. Use resources like vote.gov to navigate the process and meet deadlines. Registering to vote is an act of empowerment, ensuring your voice shapes the future. Before the general election, primaries and caucuses determine party candidates. These preliminary rounds give voters a direct say in who represents their party. Candidates share their visions and earn support through debates and engagement. Primaries and caucuses shape party direction and set the tone for the general election. Primaries come in different types: closed, open, and hybrid. Closed primaries allow only registered party members to vote. Open primaries let any registered voter participate, regardless of party affiliation. Understanding these differences is key to effective participation. Caucuses offer a more personal approach to the election process. Voters gather, discuss, and persuade each other in a community setting. Caucuses require time and commitment, involving multiple rounds of voting. They provide a unique glimpse into grassroots democracy. In primaries and caucuses, you're voting for delegates, not directly for nominees. Delegates represent voters' preferences at the national convention. The delegate system balances national interests with local preferences. Understanding this system is crucial for comprehending the nomination process. Primaries and caucuses shape the general election landscape. They determine party nominees and set the agenda for the election. These contests energize the base and mobilize voters. Your participation in early contests can have a ripple effect on the entire election cycle. The primaries and caucuses are over. The battle lines have been drawn. Delegates from every corner of the nation have been chosen. Now it's time for the main event, the national conventions. Imagine this, a grand spectacle of democracy, a 4-day extravaganza where each major political party takes center stage, showcasing its platform, its values, and most importantly, its nominee for President of the United States. Gone are the intimate gatherings of caucus goers and the quiet solitude of voting booths. The national conventions are where the energy of the campaign trail collides with the pomp and circumstance of a national celebration. Think balloon drops, soaring speeches, and a sea of cheering delegates waving signs and sporting their state's colors. But amidst the confetti and the cheers, there's a serious purpose at hand. The national conventions mark a pivotal transition in the U.S. election process. It's where the focus shifts from intra-party competition to a unified front against the opposing party. It's where the nominee chosen through the primaries and caucuses is formally crowned, ready to embark on the final leg of the campaign trail. So, buckle up as we delve into the world of national conventions, exploring their history, their significance, and their role in shaping the narrative of the U.S. presidential election. Remember those delegates we talked about, the ones chosen through primaries and caucuses? They're the stars of the show at the national conventions. They've traveled from every state and territory, carrying the hopes of voters. Their mission is to cast their vote for their party's nominee. The Democratic Party also has superdelegates, elected officials, and party leaders. While the nomination of the presidential candidate is the main event, national conventions are also where the VP selection takes center stage. The choice of a running mate is a strategic one, carefully calculated to balance the ticket, appeal to a broader range of voters, and strengthen the nominee's chances of victory in the general election. Imagine the nominee, fresh from the excitement of their own nomination, now faced with the daunting task of choosing a partner for the political battle ahead. They need someone who complements their strengths, shores up their weaknesses, and perhaps most importantly, someone they trust implicitly. The VP selection process is often shrouded in secrecy, a whirlwind of behind-the-scenes meetings, vetting processes, and strategic leaks to the media. The announcement of the running mate is a highly anticipated event, often generating as much excitement and speculation as the nomination itself. The ideal running mate is often seen as someone who brings something unique to the table: geographical balance, experience in a particular area of government, or appeal to a specific demographic group. They're expected to be a loyal supporter, a capable surrogate on the campaign trail, and, if necessary, a steady hand ready to assume the presidency. While the national conventions culminate in the formal nomination of the presidential and vice presidential candidates, they're much more than just a coronation ceremony. They're a crucial opportunity for each party to define its platform, project a sense of unity, and rally its base for the general election campaign ahead. Throughout the convention, delegates participate in committee meetings, hammering out the party's stance on key issues, crafting the document that will serve as a roadmap for their policy agenda. The party platform is a statement of principles, a declaration of values, and a blueprint for governing. But beyond policy specifics, national conventions are about storytelling. They're an opportunity for each party to tell its story, to connect with voters on an emotional level, and to present a compelling vision for the future of the nation. Speeches by party leaders, rising stars, and everyday Americans weave together personal narratives, shared values, and a call to action. The conventions are also a time for healing and unity after a potentially divisive primary season. Former rivals share the stage, offering their support to the nominee, emphasizing the importance of party unity in the face of the common opponent. It's a time for the party to come together, to put aside internal differences, and to focus on the ultimate goal: winning the White House. The race begins, from convention halls to the campaign trail. The roar of the convention hall fades into the distance. The nominees emerge into the unrelenting glare of the national spotlight. The general election campaign has begun. Imagine a cross-country race, a marathon of speeches, rallies, and town hall meetings. The candidates, fueled by ambition and the hopes of millions, embark on a grueling journey. The general election is about winning over the undecided, the independents. It's about crafting a message that resonates beyond party lines. The campaign trail is not for the faint of heart. A relentless presence, documenting every handshake, every gaffe, every soaring speech. Winning hearts and minds, the art of campaign strategy. Behind the scenes of the campaign trail, a different kind of battle is waged, a battle of strategy, data, and messaging. Gone are the days when campaigns were won solely on charisma and stump speeches. In the digital age, winning an election requires a sophisticated understanding of data analytics, micro-targeting, and the ever-evolving landscape of social media. Imagine a campaign headquarters buzzing with activity. Data analysts pore over voter files, identifying key demographics, predicting voting patterns, and fine-tuning messages to resonate with specific segments of the electorate. Speechwriters armed with these insights craft narratives that connect with voters' hopes and anxieties, weaving together policy pronouncements with personal anecdotes, soaring rhetoric with down-to-earth authenticity. Social media managers, the digital strategists of the campaign, work tirelessly to control the narrative online. They craft viral tweets, share behind-the-scenes glimpses of the campaign trail, and engage with voters in real time, responding to questions, addressing concerns, and building a sense of community around the candidate's message. Field organizers, the unsung heroes of any campaign, work tirelessly on the ground, knocking on doors, making phone calls, and mobilizing volunteers. They're the human connection in a world increasingly dominated by technology, building relationships with voters one conversation at a time, reminding them that their vote matters, that their voice can make a difference. Debates under the spotlight, clashing visions, scrutinizing policies. The tension is palpable, the stakes are high, millions tune in, eager to witness a clash of visions, a battle of ideas. The presidential debates offer voters a rare opportunity to compare policies, temperaments, and command of the national stage. A battle of wits where every word and gesture is scrutinized. Prepped for hours, candidates navigate a minefield of questions, delivering rehearsed sound bites while appearing spontaneous. The debates are about storytelling, connecting with voters on an emotional level. A moment of humor can be as impactful as a detailed policy proposal. Candidates must cut through the noise, making a lasting impression on voters, but debates are a high-wire act fraught with risks. A misstatement or stumble can derail a campaign. Decision day arrives, the significance of Election Day. The campaign rallies have faded into memory, the debates have been dissected and analyzed, the yard signs have reached peak saturation. After months of campaigning, anticipation, and a whirlwind of political discourse, Election Day arrives. It's a day etched in the American psyche, a day when the nation collectively holds its breath, when the future feels tantalizingly within reach. Imagine this, a Tuesday in November, a day that feels different, charged with a unique energy. Across the country, people from all walks of life, teachers, firefighters, students, retirees, stream into schools, community centers, and firehouses, transformed for one day into polling places, the sacred spaces of American democracy. It's a day when the cacophony of campaign rhetoric gives way to the quiet power of individual voices. No more rallies, no more debates, no more attack ads. Just you, your ballot, and the weight of your choice. It's a moment of profound simplicity amidst the complexity of the U.S. election process. But Election Day is more than just a date on the calendar. It's a culmination of centuries of struggle for voting rights, a testament to the enduring power of democracy. It's a reminder that in the United States, power ultimately resides not in the hands of politicians or pundits, but in the hands of the people. Casting your ballot, a multitude of voting methods. Gone are the days when casting your ballot meant a mandatory trip to the polling place on Election Day. The U.S. has embraced a variety of voting methods, each with its own rules and procedures. In-person voting on Election Day remains a cornerstone of the process. Early voting offers a convenient alternative for those who can't make it on Election Day. Absentee voting provides another option for those unable to vote in person. Mail-in voting has gained significant traction, offering convenience but also unique challenges. The Electoral College explained where popular vote meets state power. The U.S. election process takes a turn for the complex and often controversial, the Electoral College. Unlike many democracies, the U.S. uses this unique system enshrined in the Constitution to choose its leader. Instead of directly electing the president, you're voting for electors pledged to a candidate. Each state is assigned electors based on its representation in Congress. A candidate needs 270 electoral votes to win the presidency. In most states, the winner of the popular vote receives all of that state's electoral votes. This means a candidate can win the presidency without winning the popular vote. Section 4. Navigating the Numbers, Understanding Electoral Votes and Swing States. To understand the dynamics of the Electoral College, it's crucial to grasp the concept of swing states. While some states consistently vote for one party or the other, making them safe states for those parties, swing states are the battlegrounds where elections are won and lost. Imagine a political map of the United States. You'll see swaths of red and blue, representing states that are reliably Republican or Democrat respectively. But then there are those states, often clustered in the Midwest, the South, and the Southwest, that defy easy categorization. These are the swing states, where the electorate is more evenly divided, where the outcome is often unpredictable, and where a few thousand votes can make all the difference. Candidates and their campaigns invest heavily in swing states, pouring resources into advertising, rallies, and get-out-the-vote efforts. They tailor their messages to appeal to the specific concerns of voters in these states, knowing that even a small shift in support can have a significant impact on the outcome of the election. The Electoral College system, with its emphasis on swing states, adds an element of strategy and unpredictability to U.S. presidential elections. It means that candidates can't just focus on winning over the most voters nationwide. They must also assemble a winning coalition of states, carefully crafting their campaigns to secure those crucial electoral votes. Congressional races and the balance of power. Election day is about more than just the presidency. Voters also determine the balance of power in Congress. Smaller yet consequential battles unfold nationwide. Candidates highlight local issues and their commitment. Senate races bring a longer-term perspective. The Senate confirms appointments and ratifies treaties. Congressional outcomes impact the president's governance. A divided Congress can lead to gridlock. Understanding congressional races provides a comprehensive view. The balance of power shapes the nation's destiny. Section 1. The electors convene. A ceremony steeped in tradition. The excitement of Election Day has faded, but the U.S. election process isn't over yet. A crucial chapter is about to unfold: the Electoral College vote. In December, electors convene in state capitals across the nation. The atmosphere is one of reverence and tradition. The Electoral College vote is a tangible manifestation of the unique system the United States uses to choose its leader. The electors, having been sworn in, proceed to cast their votes. Each elector signs 2 ballots, one for president and one for vice president. While the process seems like a formality, electors are not legally bound to vote for their state's popular vote winner. Faithless electors have been a point of contention throughout U.S. history. Rarely electors vote against their state's popular vote, often as a protest. Once cast, the ballots are sealed and sent to the President of the Senate. In January, they are opened and counted during a joint session of Congress. As the nation rings in the new year, attention shifts back to Washington, D.C., where a joint session of Congress convenes for a momentous occasion: the counting of the electoral votes. It's a ceremony steeped in tradition, a symbolic handover of power from one administration to the next. The President of the Senate, presiding over the proceedings, opens the sealed envelopes containing the electoral votes from each state, reading the results aloud. The counting of the electoral votes is typically a routine affair, a formality that confirms the outcome of the election as projected on election night. However, the process is not without its potential for controversy, particularly in cases where the election is close or where there are disputes over the validity of electoral votes from certain states. In recent years, there have been attempts to challenge the counting of electoral votes, particularly in the aftermath of the 2020 presidential election. These challenges, often based on allegations of voter fraud or irregularities, have tested the boundaries of the Electoral Count Act, a 19th-century law that outlines the procedures for counting electoral votes and resolving disputes. The potential for controversy surrounding the electoral vote count underscores the fragility of democratic norms and the importance of upholding the rule of law. The weeks following the Electoral College vote are often a time of reflection, transition, and anticipation for the new chapter about to unfold. The nation's capital becomes a stage for a time-honored tradition: the presidential inauguration. Washington, D.C., adorned in red, white, and blue, buzzing with activity. Workers erect a massive stage in front of the Capitol building. Flags flutter in the breeze, their colors vibrant against the winter sky. Security personnel take up positions along Pennsylvania Avenue. The air crackles with a palpable energy, a blend of anticipation and hope. For some, the inauguration represents a continuation of ideals. For others, it signifies a new direction. And for the president-elect, it's a moment of profound responsibility. The inauguration is a reminder of the peaceful transfer of power. It's a testament to the resilience of a system designed to withstand political tides. The day arrives, January 20th, Inauguration Day. A day etched in the annals of American history, a day when the world watches as a new president takes the helm. The ceremony is a tapestry of tradition and symbolism, a carefully choreographed ritual. The president-elect, with family and dignitaries, emerges from the Capitol building, their face etched with solemnity and determination. They make their way to the platform, facing a vast crowd. The president-elect takes the oath of office, a transfer of power occurs, a peaceful transition from one leader to the next. It's a moment that speaks to the enduring strength of American democracy. The presidential election, with its grand spectacle and high stakes, often overshadows another crucial component of the U.S. election process: midterm elections. These elections, held every 2 years, serve as a sort of political temperature check, a gauge of the public's sentiment toward the sitting president and the direction of the country. Imagine this: 2 years into a president's term, the honeymoon period is over, and the realities of governing have set in. The promises made on the campaign trail are being put to the test, and voters have had time to assess the president's performance, their policies, and their ability to deliver on their promises. Midterm elections are all about Congress. Voters across the country head to the polls to decide who will represent them in the House of Representatives and the Senate, the two chambers of Congress responsible for making laws, allocating funds, and providing oversight of the executive branch. The stakes in midterm elections are high. A president's ability to enact their agenda, to pass legislation, and to govern effectively hinges on the composition of Congress. A Congress controlled by the president's party can pave the way for a smooth and productive term, while a Congress controlled by the opposing party can lead to gridlock, stalemate, and a more challenging political landscape for the president. Section 2. Beyond the Beltway, the importance of state and local elections. While the halls of Congress might seem a world away, the U.S. election process extends far beyond the Beltway, reaching into the heart of every state and community. State and local elections, often overlooked amidst the frenzy of national politics, play a crucial role in shaping the issues that directly impact our daily lives. Think of it this way: state and local governments are responsible for a wide range of services and policies that touch upon nearly every aspect of our lives, from education and healthcare to transportation and public safety. They set speed limits, issue driver's licenses, fund schools, maintain parks, and respond to emergencies. In state and local elections, voters choose the governors, state legislators, mayors, city council members, and other officials who will make decisions about these vital issues. They decide who will allocate resources, set priorities, and shape the character of their communities. These elections are not just about abstract political ideologies, they're about concrete issues that hit close to home. They're about the quality of our schools, the safety of our streets, the affordability of healthcare, the protection of our environment, and the overall well-being of our communities. Section 3. Your community, your vote. Shaping the issues that hit close to home. In an era of hyper-partisanship and national political divisions, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, even powerless. But state and local elections offer a powerful antidote to this sense of disillusionment. They provide a direct and tangible way for citizens to engage in the political process, to make their voices heard, and to shape the issues that directly impact their communities. Imagine this. You're concerned about the lack of affordable housing in your city. You attend a city council meeting, voice your concerns, and listen as your elected officials debate potential solutions. You realize that your voice matters, that your participation can make a difference. Or perhaps you're passionate about improving the quality of education in your state. You research the candidates running for state legislature, attend a candidate forum, and cast your vote for the candidate whose vision aligns with yours. You've participated in a process that will directly impact the future of education for your children and your community. State and local elections are where democracy is often most vibrant and impactful. They're where citizens can have a real say in shaping their communities, where they can hold their elected officials accountable, and where they can work together to address the challenges and opportunities facing their neighborhoods, towns, and cities. Your vote, your legacy shaping the future, one election at a time. We've explored the U.S. election process, its complexities, and its impact on our lives. From voter registration to the Electoral College, and the significance of midterm, state, and local elections. This system empowers us to shape our nation. Individual voices form a collective roar, a chorus demanding to be heard, a force capable of shaping a nation. Our journey never truly ends. The U.S. election process is a continuous cycle of engagement. It's a call to action that echoes through generations. Your vote is a legacy you leave behind, a testament to your values and dreams for a better future. The enduring power of participation, a call to action for a more perfect union. The U.S. election process is about the power of participation. We, the people, are the ultimate source of authority. Democracy demands our active engagement. Stay informed, engage in dialogue, and hold officials accountable. Register to vote, educate yourself, and get involved. Together we can strive towards a more perfect